Thune. Hit the guys up on the Riverwind Casino calling line at 405-329-9000. Text the show on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line at 405-651-3439. Live from the Buffalo Wild Wing Studios, here's Mike Steely and Parker Thune.
All right, welcome into Thursday, everybody. Was that a great night for Sooner Athletics? Sooners beat Georgia last night in Nashville. Huge win for Oklahoma. They're going dancing, everybody. They are going dances, and they've dancing, and they've got a rematch with Kentucky tonight, 8:30 on the SEC Network. So the Sooners win that game 81-75. More on that coming up here in a little bit. It started out with OU softball winning again at Tulsa yesterday, 10-2. They'll head to Fayetteville for a 3-game set with the Razorbacks Friday, Saturday, Sunday. OU baseball goes to 15-1, taking down Louisiana Tech at Mitchell Park. They have a 3-game set in Columbia, South Carolina this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Thunder won at Boston without J-Dub. I know the Celts were without Porzingis. Caruso didn't play for Oklahoma City again last night, but that was a great win. Potential NBA Finals matchup last night in Boston. The Thunder wins 118-112. They go to play the Pistons in Detroit Saturday night at 6 p.m. And what else is happening? We've got the Players' Championship underway. We know that Tiger will not play at Augusta in a month. And I need to inform TJ that the Thursday and Friday of the Masters, I believe I'm going to take those days off so I can sit home and watch the Masters all day. Parker Thune, are you ready? You'll get the Riverwind money.
I guess I will.
Yeah.
I won't complain if that's the case.
They love you at Riverwind, too. They really, really love me, but they also love you. And Plank,
I mean, who
and
doesn't?
Teddy, and Tyler.
Well, I know who doesn't. It was whatever that redneck that was texting yesterday.
Johnny
Half
Ringo.
the stuff you say is untrue.
Johnny Ringo, listen, Dip. You watch the NBA. I got to get back right now to Twitter trolling.
You're going to be cool to jump on the phone line for some Masters hits, though? Riveting golf analysis from your couch?
Sure. If you need a couple, I could do that. Maybe I can even take the equipment home. Probably not, because we have equipment going every direction every week. It's amazing we haven't lost more than we have. You know, we lose a couple cords here and there, but we have equipment going so many different directions every week. What a direction last night. How about Jeremiah Fears? How about Mo Wiggy last night?
Muhammad Wagyu?
I mean, how many different pronunciations do we have out there for him now? Everybody, the SEC broadcasters, we get Dari going with Wiggy on the postgame. I've always gone with Wiggy. All I know is Mo played a role last night. Man, he was unbelievable. 12 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists without Sam Godwin. That was crucial. Jeremiah Fears, 5 turnovers in the first half, no turnovers in the second half, 29 points. The other freshman lottery pick, and if you look at the battle between he and Asa Newell had 21 and 17, but Fears was the much bigger factor down the stretch. And the Sooners, Parker Thune, Porter's going to the tournament.
They're going, Steely.
They're going.
Listen, I know they've been through it this conference season in particular, this calendar year, ever since 2025 arrived. And they stepped into the fire, first year at SEC play. But, man, going back to one of the very first observations we made about this team, when we got the chance to watch them in non-con against some pretty solid opponents, and we got the chance to watch Jeremiah Fears, the sensational freshman guard. If they can just get into the field of 68, they can cause problems. And really, Steely, that's all it's about at this point. After last night, yes, you're in the dance. There's really no question about it. It would take a miracle of all miracles, in the wrong sort of way, for Oklahoma to get left out come Selection Sunday. That win essentially punched their ticket. And as soon as you're in the dance, I mean, how many times have we seen it over the years? Seeding really doesn't matter. Anybody and everybody can win 6 games and take home a title. And while I'm not necessarily saying that's on the table for Oklahoma, I don't think anybody would sit here and say, yeah, Oklahoma, boy, they're going to be contending for a national title in a few weeks. This is a team that's more than capable of winning a game or two or even 3 in the dance.
Yeah, it all depends on the matchups. Jerry Palm had them actually a 9 seed in his projections today. Lenardi, Oklahoma's now in the first 4 byes, and we'll see what the matchup looks like. But it's going to take some crazy, absolutely insane stuff to knock them out. I just don't see it happening. I think the Sooners are I would put them 99% in. So, anyway.
Put your hand up, Steely. Put your hand up.
What for? You swearing me? Do I have to take an oath for something?
No,
right
we're not.
Hand?
No oaths.
Okay.
Doesn't matter what hand.
I counted them out. Is that what you're saying?
I counted them out too.
I said they were done after the LSU game.
I was wrong about this team.
And I think just about everybody thought they were done, but they aren't done. And let's hear from Porter Moser last night on how this team has stayed together and kept on fighting.
Well, I think it's a lesson in life, our faith, God putting you in tough situations and believing things. And I tell you what, they every day we came in and talked about fighting through hard and believing and staying together. And these guys have been resilient. We've had some gut punch losses, but I'm telling you, how many people we go at Florida, at Alabama, at Auburn. That's fun. That's fun. And for these guys to come in and keep believing through adversity, it's such a lesson for life of fighting through hard. It's such a lesson these guys have learned of fighting through hard.
There you go. That has got to be, just a great situation for Porter Moser, because this guy kept fighting, man. He kept talking about, just staying in the fight, keep playing. And they took so many gut punches that for them to be still standing is pretty amazing. And they are going to the NCAA tournament. Can they beat Kentucky tonight, 8:30 on the SEC Network?
I'm telling you right now, Steely. I'm telling you right now. I'm not picking them to win this game tonight. But if they do win this game tonight, I'm going to start guzzling the Kool-Aid. Guzzling it.
Well, you remember the OU-Kentucky matchup. Kentucky won a couple weeks ago at the LNC, 83-82. Otega Oweh had the game-winning bucket. You had the postgame confrontation between Brandon Garrison, Jeremiah Fears, and Jaylen Moore, which actually led to this new famous saying right here on Steelman and Thune.
You a hoe.
You a hoe. You want to explain how that became a saying? In the audio between Brandon Garrison and Jaylen Moore?
Yes, Brandon Garrison, of course, who's from the state of Oklahoma, Kentucky center, and Oklahoma forward Jaylen Moore. They were jawing at each other after the game, after Otega Oweh makes the shot to put Kentucky up with 6 seconds left, and OU runs down the floor, and Fears can't put it in the hole with no time remaining, and so Kentucky walks away with the victory, and Garrison's jawing with Moore and Fears as they're walking off the court, and Moore says, and I'm sanitizing here, I'm keeping it FCC appropriate.
Okay, that's good.
But in his conversation, if you can call it that, with Garrison, at a certain point, he says, and it's very audible when you watch the video back, he says, "You a hoe on my mama."
Well, you and I have had those post-game confrontations, post-show confrontations as well, where that's happened again, where we've said the same thing to each other.
You a hoe.
You a hoe. Yeah, sometimes it can get ugly around here if the show doesn't go as we planned. All right, I thought it was interesting in the postgame last night. I think a lot of people stuck around and saw Jeremiah and Porter Moser on the SEC Network postgame stage last night, which was really good stuff. And good for Porter Moser, man. He kept fighting. He had a big smile on his face. Jeremiah Fears did as well. We'll talk more about that in a second. But I thought it was interesting. I got some raw locker room interviews with the guys from Nashville, and a lot of Kentucky reporters were trying to get the fire started for this game tonight.
Really? Did they say you a hoe on my mama?
They didn't really say that, but they were kind of, trying to get some bulletin board material out there. Let's hear first from Jeremiah Fears and see. He's talking about the Georgia win, and then he was asked by these Kentucky reporters about the rematch. Let's see if he took the bait.
Man, it felt great. We did it together, so that was the most important thing, and we just did a great job of playing together throughout the whole 40 minutes and help us come out on top. I want to credit my teammates. They did a great job of just constantly pushing me throughout the whole game. Even when I was down a little bit, they did a great job of just keeping me motivated and keeping my teammates motivated as well. And and kind of helped us in the long run. So,
do you know who you're playing tomorrow? Anything exciting about that one?
Really just coming together and trying to put another dub in the category.
I guess what happened down the stretch against Kentucky, and just how excited are you to get another shot at them?
They end up pulling away. We end up missing a game-winning shot, so just looking forward to this game, and hopefully we come out on top.
What was it about Otega Owe that was just so hard to stop in that first matchup?
He just did a great job of getting downhill and attacking the rim and putting pressure on the rim.
I guess what's the top of the game plan going into tomorrow to kind of stop that from happening?
Just continue to play hard throughout the whole 40 minutes and control what we could control.
What do you remember about that first matchup earlier this season?
It was very competitive throughout the whole game. They did a great job of playing together, and we did a great job playing together. Unfortunately, they just came out on top and made more winning plays down the stretch.
Goodness gracious, how many Kentucky questions can you ask a kid?
They took over the post-game locker room. They were everywhere, just like they'll take over the arena tonight.
Hey, Jeremiah, no, you guys just had a very exciting, dramatic victory over Georgia. I know you scored 29 points and all, but how about Kentucky?
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, so he didn't take the bait, though. No bulletin board material there. But what about Jaylen Moore? He was blitzed by the Kentucky reporting crew as well, and here's how that went down.
It's fun to be able to go back and play them again, even though the game didn't end how we wanted to end last time. It's gonna be a fun and competitive game, and we're ready to go in and get the dub. Thanks.
What did happen down the stretch there in Norman in that first matchup?
At the end of the game? Yeah. We should have had a higher battle line and stopped the ball, but just going back and watching that and being able to be better the next time, that's how we're going to get the win.
I know your relationship with Otega, just kind of dig a little deeper into that. Like, what was that like? And just being on the other side of that, having him kind of get downhill, finish the way that he did in that matchup.
It was unfortunate that he made that shot, but as far as like being on the court and competing with each other, it's my brother, man, and we had a fun, competitive game, but unfortunately, it just didn't end in our way with the win. But we're coming in tomorrow, and we're going to get the win.
What was your relationship like back when you were teammates?
We were close. We were teammates. We saw each other every day. So just being able to compete with him every day and iron sharpens iron and practice every day. So just to have that competitive edge and that competitive relationship, man, it was amazing to have him as a teammate, and it was also amazing to play him on the other side.
Is there any emotional to the chippiness that kind of how things ended?
None at all. We're coming in to play a game and to win a game. So we're going to go back to the drawing board and get the game plan and go execute it tomorrow.
And now, Jaylen, we'd like your individual evaluation of every player on Kentucky's roster.
It was a complete UK takeover there in the post-game locker room. And no bulletin board material. They both, I thought, handled it very well.
I hope this fan base appreciates Jaylen Moore, man, because that guy, make no mistake about it, that guy wants to see Oklahoma hoops succeed as much as anybody. In fact, I think it was after the Tennessee game in Norman, or in the final minutes of the Tennessee game, where, and they got spanked at the LNC by Tennessee, and Jaylen Moore was just distraught. Man, I think he might have they might have had to take him back to the locker room early, because he was yelling at nobody in particular, yelling. As I recall, I think there were some tears. Like, he was just completely distraught with the state of OU basketball. And certainly the narrative at the time surrounding this team was, okay, well, now they're capsizing. This season's going down the tubes. We all thought it. We all said it.
We didn't. You would have told me after LSU, yeah, they're going to make the tournament. I'm like, yeah, what have you been smoking?
And Jaylen Moore was there on the sidelines just having a tirade about the whole deal, because he hates losing. Who doesn't? But also because, man, like, he chose to come back. Amongst the guys that were on this basketball team last year that were playing significant minutes and making a big impact, a ton of those dudes left, Steely. And that's been the case pretty much every single season of the Porter Moser era up until now. And in a certain sense, it's just kind of indicative of the place the sport is in right now. But even so, Jaylen Moore, he could have gone pro. He thought about it. He could have hit the transfer portal like so many other guys did. He chose to come back to Oklahoma. and try to get them into the field of 68 this year. I feel great for Porter Moser. I feel great for Jeremiah Fears, who in probably his only season of collegiate basketball is going to get a shot at glory in March. But I feel great for Jaylen Moore, too, because he deserves this.
No doubt about it. By the way, 405-651-3439 on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. That's 405-651-3439. And on YouTube, on the YouTube chat, our question today is not a poll question, just an open-ended question. What players are on your Mount Rushmore of Sooner basketball? Now, look, I think Jeremiah Fears, if he was going to hang around for 3 years or so, he would have a great shot at being on the Mount Rushmore. But we want to know who you have on the Sooner basketball Mount Rushmore. All right, I want to thank Lasher Home Comfort Systems, 405-579-3113. Tim Lasher, great Sooner, great company. You have a heating and air issue, they'll resolve it for you. They've got a great crew of people that will come out and work for you. They've done it at Shea Stadium before. We've been very happy with the work they've done. Lasher Home Comfort Systems, home comfort you can trust. All right, we got a lot more to talk about. Sooner football to get in as well. Stay with us right here on the home of Sooner fans.
The Ref is SEC ready. Are you? Download the KRF app today to get ready for it to just mean more in 2024.
Don't miss out on OKC's hottest entertainment at the Showplace Theater with acts like Boyz II Men, April 18th. America, April 26th. Patti LaBelle, May 2nd. And Scotty McCreery, May 10th. Riverwind is OKC's favorite casino experience.
Oklahoma baseball's single-game tickets are on sale now. Don't miss a packed 31-game home schedule this spring at L. Dale Mitchell Park. Seats start at just $10 per game, with exciting promotions like $2 Tuesdays, Firework Fridays, and Sunday Fun Day for Conference Series. Guaranteed fun for the whole family. Check out the game schedule and more information at Soonersports.com. Join us at the ballpark and Boomer Sooner.
It's time for your certified most accurate forecast from KOCO5 First Alert Weather. Brought to you by Cavens Group. Do you have a water emergency? Give Cavens a call at 405-573-3048.
From the First Alert Weather Center, meteorologist Jonathan Condor with your KOCO5 News weather forecast. Not too bad out the door this morning. Maybe grab a light jacket or a hoodie with temperatures in the 40s. Winds will be light and variable. Then this afternoon, nice and warm, high about 80 degrees. South winds pick up late at about 10 to 15 miles an hour with a partly cloudy sky by the late afternoon. Tonight, don't forget to look for the total lunar eclipse. That will hit its maximum point at 1:58 a.m. Friday. We'll have a mostly clear sky.
That was your certified most accurate forecast from KOCO5 First Alert Weather, brought to you by Cavens. Did you have a water emergency that you fear might turn into mold? Give Cavens Group a call at 405-573-3048 or visit cavensgroup.com today.
Speaking of technology, did you know that RK Black is an authorized dealer for Kyocera copiers? And the Kyocera copiers aren't just copiers. They're smart devices that can scan, print, fax, and email your documents with ease and security. Even better, they're backed by RK Black's award-winning service team that is built on nearly 70 years of taking great care of our clients. Whether you need a desktop printer or a multifunction copier, RK Black has the right product for you. Let's get the conversation started. Give us a call at 943-9800 or visit us at rkblack.com.
There's strength in family, and there's strength in partnership. Hi, I'm Adam Hurst with Armstrong Bank, where we believe in building financial stability and enduring relationships. As a family-owned community bank since 1909, we'll always be here to support you, because we know that true strength is in our communities. Armstrong Bank, strength runs in our family. Visit armstrong.bank, member FDIC.
Is your team coming to Norman or Noble for an event? Let Chick-fil-A 12th Avenue be your winning meal provider. From box meals and nugget trays to lemonade and tea, 12th Avenue Chick-fil-A can provide your team's pre- or post-game meal. Delivery, pickup, or dine in, 12th Avenue will have you covered. Call us at 405-310-3189 or use the CFA One app and let Chick-fil-A feed your team. Don't forget to ask about the Give Back program for a winning season. Call 405-310-3189 and remember to eat more chicken.
Hi, this is Monty Markham at Markham's Nursery. It's that time of year to get outside and spend some time in the yard, planting your favorite trees, shrubs, and flowers, and we've got a huge selection of them at Markham's. This Saturday and Sunday only, March the 15th and 16th, is our annual Spring Open House at all Markham's locations. Come by and stock up on seeds, bulbs, pottery, fertilizers, yard ornaments, and much more. We hope to see you this Saturday.
Markham's Nursery, just add the sun.
Back with you Thursday edition, ladies and gentlemen, here on Steelman and Thune. Don't forget about our 68-team giveaway happening on Monday. Over 20,000 in prizes, more than 30 instant hourly prizes happening at the Buffalo Wild Wings in Moore. Grand prize, a trip to Dallas for the OU Texas game, sponsored by Fowler Automotive. 2 nights in the Omni Hotel downtown in Dallas. 2 OU Texas game tickets, Visa gift card to help cover your other expenses. They're giving away a brand new PS5 as well. It's a heck of a deal. We want to thank all of our great sponsors. Riverwind Casino, of course. First United Bank, Sooner Bowl, Primrose Funeral Service, OEC Fiber, Mitchell's Jewelry, Alliance Bank, the Trails Golf Club, Signature Pool, Gateway Mortgage, Tribes Gallery, and Winter Creek Golf and Country Club. Sweat is free. Westwood Golf and Water Park, Fast Signs of Norman, Bob Hurley RV, Buffalo Wild Wings, Confidence Ford. And we'll get everything cranked up on our show noon to 2 beginning on Monday. Also, thanks to the folks at Brown Bag over in Northwest Norman on Robinson Street in the Brookhaven Center. If you haven't been over there, great burgers, great tacos, great nachos. They got a lot of great stuff over there. They made a special delivery here to the Ref Studios today. Go check them out if you haven't already. They're really good. I had a Theta burger with some great fries over there not long ago. 405-857-2744. Brown Bag in Northwest Norman, right there on Robinson Street in the Brookhaven Center. You had a burger, didn't you?
I did have a burger.
How was it?
Quite delicious. No complaints here.
There you go. Yeah. Pretty good. All right, 405-651-3439. Now, we were talking about the Sooner basketball Mount Rushmore. Somebody had said, if Jeremiah Fears stuck around, he would have a chance to be on the Mount Rushmore of Sooner hoops. And I said, yeah, you're right, but you know what? He's going to be a one and done because he's a lottery pick. He's going to be making a lot of money. I've done this before. It's been a long time, and I only brought it up today because it's kind of been a little bit of a conversation around here. But to me, you've got to go with Wayman Tisdale. Now, a lot of this depends on, are you looking at OU only or are you throwing in the NBA career, okay? Either way, Wayman's on. Wayman's number one. Now, I'm going with Blake Griffin as well, number 1 overall pick. Blake Griffin is a 6-time All-Star, slam dunk champion, 3-time All-NBA second team. Was on the All-NBA third team twice, again, Rookie of the Year. Alvin Adams, I think, also for what he did, they say that Alvin Adams, of course, he was the Rookie of the Year, played many years in the NBA. Alvin Adams built the Lloyd Noble Center, and Wayman Tisdale filled the Lloyd Noble Center. To me, the other one, is it Trae Young or is it Buddy Hield? Now, Trae Young, Naismith Award winner, played his career at Oklahoma, didn't just play 1 year. So, again, do you think of just impact on Oklahoma basketball, or do you throw the NBA in there? Because if you throw the NBA in there, Trae's already been a 4-time All-Star.
That's true.
But Buddy was the National Player of the Year.
I'm partial to Buddy, man. As much as I loved Trae, Trae's freshman year was my freshman year at OU, which was, boy, that felt like a golden age. Because you had Trae, and that was the year that Baker Mayfield won the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah.
So it felt like I got to OU around the time that OU athletics was booming again, right? But what Buddy Hield did at Oklahoma, 4-year guy, right, and obviously the insane individual season that he had as a senior, in which he led Oklahoma to the Final Four on his shoulders. I mean, he was not the only one scoring points. He was not the only one dishing assists, but Oklahoma isn't going near that far without Buddy Hield. To me, that puts him over the top because Trae Young, for all of his individual excellence in his year at Oklahoma.
One season,
and in that one season, they went to the NCAA tournament and they lost in the round of 64 to Rhode Island.
So I would go with Buddy. So I would go with Wayman, Blake, Alvin Adams, Buddy Hield. Trae, again, he's built already a better NBA resume. Buddy's been a good player in the NBA. Won a three-point shootout, of course, but Trae already has been a 4-time All-Star. And then you've got other names that aren't maybe Rushmore quality, but you think of the other great players with Mookie and Stacy, with Billy Tubbs and Harvey Grant, Austin Reeves, Hillbilly Kobe's building a nice NBA resume. The late Ryan Miner was fantastic. Way back in the day, Garfield Hurd and Clifford Ray, guys like that. But for me, it would be, again, Wayman, Blake, Alvin Adams, Buddy Hield. What do you guys think? You can answer that on our YouTube chat as well. Just put your picks in the YouTube chat. Tyler said Trae Young, Buddy Hield, Blake Griffin, Wayman Tisdale. All right, you want to hit the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line?
Let's do it. OU Heck says, I'm partial to Mookie Blaylock. Pearl Jam was originally named Mookie Blaylock.
That is accurate.
Mm-hmm.
That is accurate. I've been telling people that for 20-plus years. You're exactly right. Mookie Black. Why wouldn't they stay in their first album? 10, if I'm not mistaken, had 11 songs on it, but 10
was
a
tribute
to Mookie, his number. That's right. Yeah, good call.
David from Norman says Jeff Webster never gets any love.
Yeah, Jeff was a really good player out of Carl Albert, McDonald's All-American, but he's not a Rushmore guy. But I should have listed him.
Ed Norman says Hollis Price should be considered. Big Rick in Owasso says Longar.
Longar, probably still the greatest name in OU hoops history. Who else is in contention? Mookie Blaylock is a pretty good one, but Longar.
Tiny Gallon.
Tiny was more of a nickname. It was Keith, but Tiny Gallon was pretty good. Yeah. He wasn't tiny.
Jake from Wisconsin, on a completely different note, says, I was running on a very secluded country road that I live on this morning at 6:30, and an unknown black SUV drove by me. So should I be worried? If there's one thing I've learned from Mule Shoe, it's that black SUVs are scary and dangerous.
Mule Shoe might have some secret agents roaming, the prairies here in Oklahoma. Who knows? By the way,
Jake lives in Wisconsin? Maybe he's trying to finally make the jump to the NFL. Maybe he's looking for a job on that Packers staff.
Maybe. Ranker.com, our man Blake did the research. Ranker.com, here's what Ranker says about OU's top 10 players. They had Blake, number 1, Buddy Hield, number 2, Trae Young, number 3, Wayman, number 4, Mookie Blaylock, 5, Stacey King, 6, Hollis Price, 7, Alvin Adams, 8, Harvey Grant, 9, Eduardo Nahara, number 10.
Somebody in the 405 said Oleg Retsov, 7'5" center in the late 90s.
Wasn't that
the ugliest person in the world, guy?
Dad, I can't get into that conversation. It's the only time that Kelvin Sampson called me very upset. Steely, what'd you guys do? Like, oh my gosh. I had to say like 3,000 Hail Marys after that. That was really bad. Stupid, too. Really stupid. It was a nomination. We didn't put it out there.
World's ugliest human.
That's the kind of stuff we did a long time ago. You can get away with a lot more stuff in the morning, but I was like, not good. I'm not proud of that one bit. That was really stupid. The ugliest person in the history of the planet.
Oh, man. No wonder.
Why?
No wonder Kelvin was pissed.
I mean, he handled it very diplomatically, but It was dumb. That's one of my lowest moments in radio because I was an idiot for participating in that.
Frisco Sooner says, how about Brent Price, just a pure scorer?
Brent Price was pretty good, pretty good. Played in the NBA, of course, his brother Mark. And you think about Denny Price, their dad, great high school, coach, player back in the day. And Mark was great at Georgia Tech, came back to play OU, played for Bobby Crimmins at Georgia Tech, came back, played with Georgia Tech against Oklahoma in some good matchups, and, of course, became a legend with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Great family, great players, and good people, too.
A lot of nominations for Skeeter Henry on the text line.
Skeeter Henry is a great name. I think they're probably talking about the names. And he was a dynamic player, man. The Skeeter meter was awesome. Smokey McCovery was a good name as well. Definitely.
Doug in Norman says, what about Kirkweth, Yaya Kita, or current Sooner Cool Attack as all-name nominees?
They're pretty good, but I'm still going Longar.
I don't know. Cool Attack, if he winds up being good.
That's pretty.
It's A1 first team type stuff.
Yeah. Isn't it like Koala Attack, though?
I don't care, Steely.
Yeah. No,
I don't want to know the correct
for me,
pronunciation.
Yeah, look, they can tell me the pronunciation guide if I'm doing the play-by-play. It's Koala Attack. I'm like, no, it's Cool Attack, and it's always going to be Cool Attack. Charles Big Time Jones. Chew Kennedy's another good one. Charles Big Time Jones, I think I told this story a while back, but Big Time Jones was from, I think, McClellan Junior College. 6'10", big man. Played on Billy's earliest teams, and they were going out to the Rainbow Classic. They ended up playing Michael Jordan, Sam Perkins, North Carolina team in Hawaii, and they lost a pretty good game out there. But Big Time Jones, I guess, overslept, missed the flight, had to catch a flight. I don't know if Billy talked to Dean Smith or what happened, but he had to take the flight over there that North Carolina was on. That was Charles Big Time Jones. Booby Feaster will be number one if he's a Sooner. That's a good one. Booby Feaster. Everybody wants Booby Feaster, right?
Yes, indeed. Highly unlikely that Booby Feaster will be a Sooner.
Where do you think he'll wind up, if you had to guess?
Texas or LSU?
Texas.
Chris Tate says, I will say this. Eduardo Nahara put OU basketball back on the map after several years of mediocrity. One of my all-time favorite Sooners. If we are talking all-around hustle, he's at the top of the list.
Nahara was great, yeah, no doubt about it. Spent some time in the NBA. Mateen Cleaves, they had the head-on collision in the NCAA tournament, probably the most famous moment of Nahara's career, but he was a solid, just tough, hard-nosed player, really good one. The Flintstones, that Michigan State team went on to win the national championship.
Mateen Cleaves. So blast from the past. Curtis B says, Steely and Thune, my four, Tisdale, Adams, Griffin, Heald. Griffin and Heald, also Griffin, were both Wooden Award winners as best college basketball players. Boomer, thanks.
Yeah, and when you look at NBA resumes right now, with everything, when Blake would probably be number one because he's a six-time All-Star, slam dunk champion, national player of the year, all of that stuff. Wayman never made an NBA All-Star team. It was a good, solid NBA career, no doubt. He played many years in the NBA and it was very productive, but wasn't at the All-Star level.
Sooner JJ says, Big Time Jones also checked in one time and didn't have his shorts on under his warm-ups.
Doesn't surprise me. And who is the guy I can still remember at the All-College? Remember the Sooners had the great outside shooter on that 88 team, Dave Seeger. They also got a guy in that same recruiting class by the name of Joe Seeger. Now, they spelled their last names differently. I can remember Joe Seeger didn't play a lot. He was like a 6'10 center. But there was a time at the All-College, I was sitting there on press row because I was big time then, really big time. But, no, what happened was Joe Seeger checked in, and I remember Wayman was at the free throw line, and he turns around and points and starts cracking up because Joe Seeger had his jersey on backwards. And Wayman's like almost doubled over laughing. And then Joe Seeger, kind of. I think Gottlieb had his shorts on backwards once in a video, right, too? So Joe Seeger, they had to go back, and he had to flip the jersey around, and he checked in later. But, yeah, there you go. Those were the days. The old all-college tournament. I remember the first meeting between Wayman Tisdale and the mailman Carl Malone right there in the old Myriad. Louisiana Tech against Oklahoma. The Sooners won. And then you had Oklahoma and Louisiana Tech played in Dallas in Reunion Arena, and Wayman hit a last-minute shot to win that game over Louisiana Tech. The all-college was very prestigious back in the day. Very prestigious. Okay, 405-651-3439. Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. That's 405-651-3439. Let's take a break, come back, talk a little Sooner football next. Don't forget, 68-team giveaway Monday, Buffalo Wild Wings and more. We will get it started noon to 2. We're going to be giving away a lot of stuff, tons of prizes, over $20,000 in prizes. The grand prize, the trip to OU Texas weekend with everything included. Brand new PS5. We've got a ton of stuff to give away. So see us there. Come say hello and hopefully win. Get yourself a team and win big in our 68-team giveaway coming up Monday at the Buffalo Wild Wings and more. We'll be right back here on The Ref.
The grumpy old man and the young whippersnapper. Tune in to the biggest generational gap in sports radio with the Steelman and Thune at noon. Every weekday from noon till 2 on The Ref, the home of Sooner fans. The Ref is the home of Sooner fans and is once again your home for chaos. Every game-changing hit.
Long fly ball to left. Track. Whoa. Gone.
Every strikeout.
Got him. Swinging.
Every defensive gem.
He caught it. He caught it.
Every game. All year. The Ref has you covered.
Catch Sooner Baseball's first SEC road trip against South Carolina this Friday at 6, Saturday at 3, and Sunday at noon right here on the Ref and the K-Ref app.
OU softball, baseball, and gymnastics offer great opportunities for you to get out for some exciting action and support your Sooners. Going to an OU event or game? Balfour of Norman on Campus Corner invites you to stop by and get some new OU gear. Whether it's a softball jersey with your favorite player or just a new lucky shirt or hat to wear to the game, Balfour has everything you need to be in style and showing your colors. Cheer for the Sooners in the best and newest styles in Sooner sportswear. Locally owned for more than 45 years, Balfour continues to be Sooner fans' favorite OU store and has everything you need. Balfour has the latest styles and fashion trends for men, women, and children. You can find something for every Sooner fan. When it comes to hats, they have you covered with more than 100 styles to choose from. Even OU socks, so you're literally covered from head to toe. Graduation is right around the corner. They have OU diploma frames in stock. Or you can always get a gift card so they can choose the perfect gift for themselves. Come see us on the corner or shop online at crimsonproud.com, where you will find everything Sooner.
Fowler Automotive is proud to be a part of your community, where our passion and values lie far beyond the showroom. We believe that families, sports, art, and culture are at the heart of every thriving community, and it's important to us that we help build the communities that our dealerships call home. Stop by any of our 6 Oklahoma dealerships to see the Fowler Standard hard at work. We pride ourselves on being friendly, helpful, honest, and fair. This is what drives us every day. Fowler Automotive, a proud partner of OU Athletics.
Want a chance to win big with your bracket this March? The Ref's Bracket Challenge is back in 2025, and we are once again the home of winning big amidst the madness this March.
Why don't you explain this to me like I'm 5?
Just visit kref.com/bracket and click the link to join the Ref's Bracket Challenge to see if you have what it takes to best our hosts and the rest of the Ref Army for a chance at March glory.
Do it! Just do it!
The Ref's 2025 Bracket Challenge is brought to you by Louie's Grill and Bar. Louie's Grill and Bar is the perfect spot to watch your bracket look brilliant or get busted this March. Visit louisgrillandbar.com for a location near you. Make the right call. Join the Ref's Bracket Challenge by March 20th before games tip off, and you'll have a chance to win big, courtesy of Louie's Grill and Bar, the home of Sooner fans and the home for the best giveaways this March.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tina Floyd, your Norman School Board President. I'm running to continue representing our students because I believe that every child deserves a quality education and a bright future. As a mother of Norman Public School graduates, I know we need strong leadership to prioritize students so that all students can succeed. I'd be honored to earn your vote on April 1st. Visit floydfornorman.com to learn more.
Paid for and authorized by Tina Floyd for Norman School Board.
Hi, this is Monty Markham at Markham's Nursery. It's that time of year to get outside and spend some time in the yard, planting your favorite trees, shrubs, and flowers, and we've got a huge selection of them at Markham's. This Saturday and Sunday only, March the 15th and 16th, is our annual spring open house at all Markham's locations. Come by and stock up on seeds, bulbs, pottery, fertilizers, yard ornaments, and much more. We hope to see you this Saturday.
Markham's Nursery, just add the sun.
Here in the Buffalo Wild Wings studios on this Thursday edition of Steelman and Thune. We're on YouTube as well. Just search YouTube, KREF Sports, and click on our logo. It'll be have a little red circle around it indicating that we're live. So come join us in the YouTube chat as well. What players are on your Sooner basketball Mount Rushmore? You know, Jeremiah Fears, again, you think about it. Jeremiah Fears, if he would be like a 3-year guy or maybe even a 2-year guy, he could build a resume maybe to be up there. I think if he's here 3 years, he probably would be at some point. But the kid was fantastic last night. Mo McGee was unbelievable as well. And the Sooners win over Georgia 81-75. They'll try and avenge that 83-82 gut punch loss at the LNC to Kentucky a couple weeks ago. Tonight, 8:30 on the SEC Network. 8:30 SEC Network tonight. Maybe a little bit later than that. We'll see. Right now, the game that's going on, Ole Miss and Arkansas. Arkansas nearly blew that huge lead they had against South Carolina yesterday, but they held on down the stretch. Rebels 35, Razorbacks 25, just over 2 minutes left in the first half there in Nashville. All right, Kobe McKenzie, the other day, meeting with the Sooner media contingent, asked a lot of things about the defense, obviously, and then he was also asked, "What do you think? Do you like what you see with the new Sooners? The new look offense?" And here's what he had to say.
Oh yeah. John Mateer's a dude. Giovanni Gibson's a guy. All those new guys that we brought in, we just bring people here to sit. That's what Coach V says all the time, and they did a really good job on that side of the ball. But I think Coach Arbuckle instills that in him. Like, he's a West Texas guy, so I know he got a little fire in him. And, you can see that they feed off of that. So it's good to see that over there, too.
There you go, Kobe McKenzie, talking about the Sooner offense. Is there, in your mind, Parker Thune, if you had to name a potential breakout player, and I'm not talking about, being like an all-SEC guy, but being a guy that makes a lot of plays on either side of the ball that we're not talking about enough right now?
Feel like I've said his name quite a bit recently, but on the defensive side, it's got to be Samuel Masigo for me. I think he's poised to take a jump in terms of his snap count, in terms of his overall production, and his impact on the defense as a whole. Offensively, man, maybe this is not the most obscure answer. Maybe it's not the most out of left field answer, but are we talking enough about Deion Burks?
Well, we did put him on our list the other day, but I think the fact that Giovanni Gibson has, been on the highlight reel, particularly on that one throw from Mateer to Giovanni Gibson, a lot of people are excited about him. For me on defense, I don't know, man. In terms of a guy, I think that Danny Okoye looks the part. I don't know if it would be this year, but the guy, he's one of those guys getting off the bus like, that's a football player right there. But I don't know. What do you think about Okoye? Will he play some this year? Does he have a chance to break out?
He definitely will, and I mean, whether he breaks out, it's kind of up to him. He's going to have a chance to climb the depth chart. But it's not as if he's in a situation like Omasigo is where there's a ton of snaps poised to open up specifically for him.
Yeah.
Because when you look at that defensive end room, yes, Ethan Downs moves on. But Marvin Jones comes in via the transfer portal, and you would naturally assume he gets the first crack at replacing those snaps that Downs vacates. You have PJ still in the mix. You have Taylor Wine in the mix. And so I think Samuel Masigo, or somebody like Samuel Masigo, for instance, or even somebody like Peyton Bowen, those guys are going to quite naturally inherit a lot more snaps, and they're going to have to be ready for it. Danny Okoye is going to have to go take snaps. He's going to have to go seize that opportunity in spring ball and in fall camp, and especially in non-conference play, seize that opportunity and prove, hey, I belong on the field more than Taylor Wine, or I belong on the field more so than a guy like PJ.
Are we talking about Kendall Daniels enough? What do you think?
I think so. He looks amazing, man.
Yeah, everybody was remarkable. That dude was jacked up, man.
Yep.
No doubt. So the two Kendalls there at Cheetah, it looks like maybe they're could be Cheetah if Kendall Dolby is back and healthy. We had him in the studio not long ago. Seems to be in good spirits. But Kendall Daniels might be kind of a chess piece. You can move around a little bit. All right, 405-651-3439. Let's head to the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line.
A 405 listener says, Xavier Robinson is going to break out.
I mean, he could. He could. Now, I think some people have talked about, we were more along the lines of somebody that we're not talking about enough, and maybe Xavier Robinson does fit that bill. But late in the season, he was a very pleasant surprise. I think everybody thought that Xavier Robinson would get time, in the lineup and be a player at Oklahoma. But last year, man, late in the season, he looked like their best running back. And he ran tough, man. He ran really tough.
Realtor Chris says, is it fair to say PJ has been a bit of a disappointment or still too soon? No, I don't think that's fair at all. And the reason why is because he was hurt last year. When PJ has been healthy and available, as a true freshman, he was playing a pretty significant role off the edge for Oklahoma. And you had Rondell Bothroyd in the mix at that time. You had Ethan Downs cemented as a starter. PJ wasn't getting a ton of snaps, but he got a lot of high leverage snaps that year for Oklahoma. If they were in a third down situation where they just needed to have somebody get to the quarterback fast, PJ would be the guy that they would throw on the field. He had, by most folks' standards, a pretty solid freshman campaign. And in his sophomore year, he was afflicted by 2 bum ankles. And so, yeah, do you wish that PJ would have been healthy his sophomore year and been able to contribute more than he did? Absolutely. But I would not call him a disappointment because, and maybe definitions vary. Maybe definitions differ person to person. But to me, a disappointment is someone who is healthy and is available and doesn't have any excuses and is just not playing or not producing.
All right, 405-651-3439. Looking at the ACC tournament, 56-47, top-seeded Duke leads Georgia Tech. The story in that game, Cooper Flagg went out with what looked to be a pretty darn serious ankle injury.
Ooh, don't like that.
2 minutes left before halftime. So I don't know. I would be surprised if he'd be available for this tournament, but maybe even next week. We'll see. Cooper Flagg going to be probable number 1 overall NBA draft pick. And that injury did not look good. But sometimes you think, oh, that's going to be nasty. And then they say, well, he'll need like a couple days. He'll be fine. But we'll see. Haven't seen a report yet, but Cooper Flagg did go down with the ankle issue just before halftime. All right, what else do we have?
A 405 listener asks, is Andy Bass ever going to suit up? Again, man, it's just some of y'all are so impatient. So impatient. Andy Bass suited up for the last, 3-4 games of the regular season as a true freshman, less than a year removed from a torn ACL and meniscus. And then he got dinged up again in bowl prep, missed the bowl game, probably would have played and maybe a decent amount in the bowl, but re-injured that knee, and he's going to be on the shelf for the spring. He should be available and in the mix come the fall. He'll suit up. I can promise you that. The question naturally, though, becomes how prominently can he factor into the backfield committee in an immediate sense, given all that he's been through with that knee? Is it more of a lengthy timetable, not necessarily for recovery, but to get back in the swing of things from a football sense, develop that comfort in cutting and running on that knee such that he can insert himself, if you will, into the picture in the Oklahoma backfield as somebody that's deserving of carries on a regular basis.
We'll see. 405-651-3439.
The Normanite asks, did PJ redshirt last year? I just don't remember him ever being on the field. No, he did not redshirt. He is a true junior heading into 2025. So he's got 2 more years.
There you go.
2 more years. Frisco Sooner asked, how big is Kendall Daniels? I believe he was listed at 6'5", 239. Big boy, Steely.
He was a part of the Oklahoma State defense that couldn't tackle anybody, though, second half of the season, which was really weird. I don't know if they just threw in the towel or what, but that defense was absolutely horrendous. But he looks like a player. And at times he has been a player there. That defense was just so bad. But he's got a chance to be a playmaker for the Sooners, there's no doubt. All right. Okay, Steely, what do you think will have Sooner fans disappointed in more than anything else next fall? I mean, obviously, win-loss record, but I'll tell you what might set Sooner fans off. If they're having a rough year offensively, which I think they're going to be a lot better on offense, but let's say they're better, but they're not quite where Sooner fans want them to be offensively, and like Bauer, Sharp, and Nick Anderson, you know, have unbelievable years at LSU. That will be very upsetting. What do you think the chances are that happens, that both those guys go off with Garrett Nussmeier and LSU?
I mean, I don't really envision Bauer Sharp going off necessarily. I think he'll have modest production, as a tight end of his athletic ability should. Nick Anderson's a guy that I think could go off. And that will be painful for Oklahoma fans if he does.
It will be. You know what would be the worst thing would be if Bauer Sharp threw a tight end touchdown pass in Norman to win the game.
To Nick Anderson?
To Nick Anderson, and it's like a perfect spiral right in stride. That would be the ultimate dagger. That's not going to happen.
Long as they don't ask him to catch no touchdown passes, he'd probably drop them.
That's probably what a lot of people are thinking. Jackson Arnold doing good at Auburn. With Jackson Arnold coming in. Auburn is the SEC opener, right? Yes. Auburn is the SEC opener. Can you imagine Jackson Arnold coming in and getting a win in Norman? Whoo! A text line would not be fun.
It might not be fun, but boy, would it be entertaining.
It would be entertaining.
That would be an entertaining Monday.
Listening to somebody else's show, yes, that would be really entertaining, just not ours. It's always fun when the other guy's getting it with the rednecks and the upset fans. So anyway. All right, 405-651-3439. Let's get a couple more in. That is our number on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line.
Boomer Brock says, Anderson doesn't play more than 3 games. LOL. Dude is glass. Which is just crazy because, like, are we forgetting that Nick Anderson was healthy and active for literally the entire 2023 season?
He just got his NIL money and said, screw it, I ain't playing. That's what happened. That was on the text line a lot, by the way.
There's a lot of idiocy surrounding Nick Anderson when it comes to OU fans and their narratives surrounding him.
For a guy who made one of the greatest plays, was on the receiving end of that Dylan Gabriel pass, yes, there was a lot of acrimony over Nick Anderson after that I never expected. Riverwind Casino, ladies and gentlemen, will be out there tomorrow. Nearly 3,000 electronic games. Any game you're looking for, it's going to be there on a state-of-the-art gaming floor. They also have all your favorite table games as well. They've got a world-class poker room with off-track betting. They have a smoke-free gaming area now called the Oasis Gaming Area. Gaming area upstairs as well, the Skyloft gaming area. Bars and dining, do they have it? Oh, yeah, they've got it, Major League style. River Buffet is big time. Chips and Ales Pub Restaurant. We'll camp out there tomorrow right in front of Chips and Ales for our show, noon to 2 tomorrow. Great food court options. You also have great shows at the Showplace Theater this Saturday night. Legendary Grammy Award-winning Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Bonnie Raitt. Later in March, Chicago will be there as well, March 28th on a Friday night. In April, America and Boys to Men. In May, Patti LaBelle, the Randy Rogers Band, and Scotty McCreery. Can't wait to see Justin and the crew out there tomorrow at Riverwind. Come by and see us. Hour 2 on the way next. Keep it right here.
Sound off any time of day on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line at 405-651-3439. Right here on the home of Sooner fans, the Ref Sports Radio Network.
Ever wonder why someone would wake up at the crack of dawn just for a chance at the unknown? Maybe a better question is, what are you waiting for? Pacifico is brewed for those who follow their own path. That's living life anchors up.
Imagine one step, and suddenly a fall turns into a fracture. For many, osteoporosis is a hidden threat, weakening bones silently until it's too late. At the Ortho Central Bone Health Clinic, we believe in personalized care to keep bones strong and resilient. Led by advanced practitioner Amanda Boyd, our team specializes in detection and personalized treatment plans, from bone density testing to strengthening bones after a fracture. Take charge of your bone health today. Call Ortho Central's Bone Health Clinic and let's build better bones together.
Hey, Sooner fans, we've got you covered. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
No, we don't get a break.
This is the home of Sooner fans.
The Ref Sports Radio Network.
What is a good neighbor? It's someone nearby who helps make your life a little easier. I'm State Farm Agent Julia Chu, and my team and I take time to understand your insurance and financial needs. So whether you're preparing for retirement or in need of auto, home, life, or business insurance, get the kind of help you'd expect from a good neighbor. Visit the Julia Chu Agency or call 329-3311. Come visit at our new location, 701 Wall Street, Norman.
Come shop Eskridge Honda's full inventory at our beautiful new location. Right now, get 0% for a full 72 months on select Honda SUVs in stock. And for every vehicle purchased in March, we'll donate $100 to Toby Keith's OK Kids Corral. That's 0% interest and a great cause. Now conveniently located at 89th and I-35 or online at eskridgehonda.com.
0% for 72 months on 2024 Honda Prologue EX 2-wheel drive through AHF ends 4/125.
March is here, and the home of Sooner fans is ready to make the best 68-team giveaway better than ever again this year. Join us Monday, March 17th for the Ref's 24th annual 68-team giveaway. Live at Buffalo Wild Wings off of 19th Street in Moore from noon to 7 as we make this year's 68-team giveaway bigger and better with more ways to win than ever before. Come to the home of wings, beer, and sports and sign up in person for a chance to get a team from the field of 68. The better your team does in the tournament, the better your prize. And even members of the Ref Army who don't get a team get a chance at one of more than 30 instant prizes throughout the event from noon to 7. The Ref's 68-team giveaway is presented by Riverwind Casino. Riverwind Casino. Good times, great rewards. The Ref's 68-team giveaway is also brought to you in part by the Central Oklahoma Buick GMC dealers, Buffalo Wild Wings, Cavens Group, Westwood Family Aquatic Center, Mitchell's Jewelry, First United Bank, Sweat is Free, Sooner Bowl, Tribes Gallery, Gateway Mortgage, and many more. That's the Ref's 24th annual 68-team giveaway on Monday, March 17th at Buffalo Wild Wings of Moore from noon to 7. The Ref, the home of Sooner fans, and your home for the best giveaways this March.
You say you'd never give in to a meltdown and never fill your feed with kid photos. You say you'd never put a pacifier in your mouth to clean it and never let them run wild through the grocery store. So when you say you'd never let them get into a car without you there, no, it can happen. 1 in 4 hot car deaths happen when a kid gets into an unlocked car and can't get out. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the home of Sooner fans, KREF, Norman, Oklahoma, and streaming live on the KREF app.
The Ref Sports Radio Network.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. I must say, this might be too much information, but I encountered an evil entity during the previous break, the top of the hour break.
Travis Davidson?
Why you keep doing that? Why? I walked in the men's room, opened the door, and whatever creature that was in there earlier, how about some air freshener? It nearly knocked the old man over.
Really?
It was,
okay, we have to identify this individual.
I don't know. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, right. Perfect timing right there. I don't know who the person was. It may have just been an evil entity that decided I'm going in the bathroom.
I seriously doubt it.
It was a fog from you know where.
Hades?
Yes. It was like, open the door. Good Lord! There is some air freshener in there.
All right, identify yourself. Come forward.
Now, this is too much information, but I will say something about where the bathroom is situated in this building, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Most bathrooms, any other stations I've been at, they're a long ways away, and they're tucked off somewhere that's a lot more private. This one is right in the main hallway, right at the end of the main hallway. Basically, when you open that door, if you don't glade like crazy, you are basically opening the door, leaving the bathroom, and it's going, here's my stench as you exit. There is a office for like Grayson and Connor and Perry over here that's literally less than 10 feet away.
Should we start conducting interviews?
I'm advocating for you people, whoever you are in charge of this, I don't know if it's the Vineyards or who, get that bathroom located way back there, man, way back there somewhere. Every other place, there's a little bit of privacy, and you can escape without somebody going, oh my gosh, who was in there? So I'm just saying the location of the ref bathroom is in a very, very bad spot.
Should we start conducting interviews to try and determine who it was that created the fog from Hades?
Yeah, it could be like a game of Clue or something.
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't know.
What's your guess?
Oh, yeah, you're going to make me guess first. Yeah, the guy who really stinks around here is, I don't know, maybe it was an outsider who came in.
If an outsider had come in, I would have seen them come in.
Usually that bathroom is not like that, but that was pure evil, what I walked into. I'm just telling you. So, anyway.
Who's your money on?
Parker's become an instigator. He just knows the old man might say anything at any time. I'm not willing to throw a guess out there just yet. So anyway, I'm sure people on their lunch break are loving this conversation. Some dude really stunk up the bathroom, man. Maybe we should send this segment to the OAB. Worst radio segment of the year goes to Mike Steely. Odor in the bathroom. Applause. Got to walk up and accept the award. Hey, by the way, Hightower Clinical, ladies and gentlemen. No cost, no insurance needed to participate. Your beds are provided for free. They've got a very clean bathroom in all their facilities. I'm sorry, Hightower Clinical. Poorly timed. I'll do it later. You're like, really? You're going to put it up to stinky bathroom guy? Steely, did you do the Hightower Clinical promo right after the stinky bathroom bit? Yeah, they've canceled. Boy, I need to see you in my office.
By the way, Steely, since it's the 1 o'clock hour, you ready to hear the headline of the day?
Yes.
I was scrolling through my Twitter feed earlier today and saw this headline from the New York Post. I kid you not, this is a real headline. Are you ready for this? This is going to set the old man off.
Oh, no. Don't do it. Is it something to do with social media? And
no.
Okay.
Death-defying neuroscientist turned OnlyFans model confronts life with memory loss after brutal bike accident caused by a pigeon.
Really? Is that karma? I don't know. Who is that hoe that's walking around on all the shows now that's had sex with like 1,500 men or whatever? And, of course, she's making a mint off of it. Jiminy Christ. What kind of society are we living in? First you had Hawk to a girl. Now this floozy running around everywhere. Oh, my gosh. Why? And some guy in the bathroom. Who does number 2 work for? Says Kevin in Tulsa.
Again, folks, death-defying neuroscientist turned OnlyFans model confronts life with memory loss after brutal bike accident caused by a pigeon.
You know what? It was probably a pigeon from heaven, right? Said, yeah, we gotta knock you off this bike for what you're doing. OnlyFans, really? Come on. Dive bomb. So there you go.
I'm curious now. Did the memory loss make her forget that she had become an OnlyFans model?
I don't know. That's a very good question.
Did the memory loss wipe away the memory of her career change from neuroscience to, well, what's a more delicate term?
I'll tell you what we can call her. It's right there in today's sound bites.
Oh, no.
You can do it. Just push the button. This.
You a hoe.
You a hoe. There you go.
You a hoe.
You a hoe. I mean, is that accurate? I think it is. I told you, folks, you don't believe me. Oh, just an angry old man. Our society is going to HE double hockey sticks in a handbasket, and some of you people still don't realize it. You know why? You're part of the problem. That's why.
Jay in Tulsa says, excellent use of the term floozy, Steely.
Floozies used to walk around like in the probably the roaring 20s, right? They would go into the speakeasies. There'd probably be some floozies in there in the speakeasies back in the day. So anyway.
A 405 listener says, I have been listening to Steely for a decade, and I always laugh out loud once a day at least. Don't change.
You know, people are trying to accuse me, whoever went in the bathroom and smelled, that's the guilty. But no, that's not. If I go to the bathroom, I am crop dusting Glade air freshener, basically. I mean, you might get poisoned by the amount of Glade that I use. That's how paranoid I am. So no, it's not me. There was an evil creature in there. Maybe Bigfoot Sasquatch just snuck through and decided, yeah, this looks good. So anyway, all right. This has been, ladies and gentlemen, you talk about some of the best sports radio you've heard for the last 10 minutes. It's been right here.
Bumpy Roads says, I found a secret room in our work office. I claimed that and the private bathroom. None of my other coworkers know it's there. How is a whole bathroom there and no one knows about it but you?
There was one at another place where I worked where it was in what we called the engineer's dungeon. And the engineer's dungeon was a big area, and there was a little tiny area back there. So I made a deal with the head engineer that's where I would disappear if there was ever an emergency. And it was a great place. You couldn't find Jimmy Hoffa in that bathroom if he was still in there. That might be where he is. Because nobody knew about it. We'll exchange cash. Think I paid $100 for full access forever? Good to go. Transaction was worth it.
We can always count on Doug and Norman to get us back on track. He says, stop with the Andy Bass and PJ talk about not being disappointing because they are/were hurt. If they can't play, all of your past hype, which has been considerable, goes out the window. If they are not available, they are a disappointment. This sounds a lot like your Phil Picciotti hype, saying he would be a huge factor in the OU linebacker core. Doug, if you can find any evidence of me ever once saying that Phil Picciotti would be a huge
might
factor.
have it. He probably records everything and writes it all down. He might bring it Monday.
No, listen, even if he does, sure, go looking for it because it doesn't exist. At no point did I ever say Phil Picciotti was going to be a huge factor in the OU linebacker core.
I thought you said he was going to win a Butkus at one point, didn't you?
Oh, Big Rich in OKC says, LOL, Doug sucks. Doug doesn't suck. He just has a few incendiary opinions from time to time. Also, I understand that PJ has been the recipient of a lot of hype, and understandably so, because he flashed as a true freshman, and he was a 5-star prospect. But again, what hype are you talking about with Andy Bass?
Not much. I would say this, though, the 3 5-stars in that class, JFA, PJ, and Peyton Bowen, there hasn't been a ton of production through the first couple of years. Now, Jackson Arnold, obviously at Auburn. Peyton Bowen he's had flashes. I still think he has that kind of ability. He was injured last year, couldn't move laterally as well as he would have liked to. PJ, maybe a little bit thin early, but he did get some playing time, and maybe it was an injury last year. But, once you have that 5-star label on you, people judge you at a totally different level.
That they do.
Is it a lot that Jackson Arnold's going to start at Auburn? What do you think, 70%?
I mean, I would be very, very surprised if he didn't. But it is worth noting that they brought in another guy with starting experience in Ashton Daniels from Stanford. So I guess it's not a 100% mortal lock guarantee that he's the starter, but it's the consensus expectation. It's certainly mine.
Okay, I can read Hightower Clinical now, dude. There's been enough time passed.
Yeah, why don't you get that done?
Hightower Clinical, ladies and gentlemen, a great organization. They're bringing clinical trial opportunities to the state of Oklahoma, and you don't need any money or insurance to take part in these trials. By the way, your medication's provided for free as well. There are a lot of different trials they're involved in, and you can be compensated for your time. If you want some more information on the trials they provide, just get online at hightowerclinical.com, or you can call or text at 405-831-5905. That's hightowerclinical.com, 405-831-5905. Okay, back to the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. I'm looking at the players leaderboard. I need to get back on the YouTube chat.
I was thinking, somebody on the text line said Rory McIlroy is 2 under after 2.
There we go. The Scotty Scheffler's won 2 in a row. I'd love to see Rory get the dub there. That'd be nice.
I was thinking of some of the prominent topics of conversation from years gone by in our conversations via the text line with Doug from Norman. And you know what I remembered? I remembered the bet that he and I made in the summer of 2022 as to whether Baker Mayfield or Sam Darnold would start for the Carolina Panthers.
I remember that very well, yes.
And I ended up winning the bet because Baker did start, but the reason I was so confident was because I was thinking, Sam Darnold is garbage. There's no way Baker Mayfield doesn't start over Sam Darnold. And then Sam Darnold goes to Minnesota this past year.
Yeah.
And winds up earning himself tens of millions of dollars on the open market. What was that deal he just signed with the it might have been in excess of $100 million, wasn't it?
I thought it was like $150 million, wasn't it? I'd have to go ahead and Google it up. So the J.J. McCarthy era is officially underway in Minnesota?
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
There are rumblings that I would not consider credible, but rumblings nonetheless, that they're involved in the Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes.
Who else is involved there? The Steelers and the Packers, allegedly.
The Packers?
Somebody, I thought I heard that was kind of floating out there, possibly because, well, no, not the Packers. It was the same path that Brett Favre took. Well, that would be Minnesota. Green Bay to the Jets to Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Yeah, the Packers would be very unusual. Not going to happen.
As long as it's not Cleveland. Cleveland's where quarterbacks go to die. Which I guess it is about that time for Rodgers. He's 41.
Aaron Rodgers, fantastic Hall of Fame quarterback and a very unique / strange individual. He's a different breed of cat is what he is. Definitely a different breed of cat. So All right, 405-651-3439, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line on the YouTube chat. Jody says Jackson Arnold returns and throws for 2 TDs and rushes for 2 touchdowns as Auburn beats OU would be the biggest dagger next fall. We were talking about what would be something that would really get the text line going on the Sooner fan base. Very upset about. Yeah, because that is the SEC opener in Norman. The Michigan game is going to be crucial for Oklahoma. Don't you feel, Parker? I mean, you got to go out and win that football game. At home, Michigan's going to be good. It'll be a challenge. They got young quarterbacks. You know, they're got a lot of talent, but, you know, you need to win that game. The last thing you need is an upset fan base and a bad performance and a tough loss. And I think it'll be a really good football game. But, man, that is huge to get some momentum going early in the season for OU. Okay, let's break right here. Want to come back, talk a little Sooner basketball. Oklahoma, Kentucky tonight. Duke did survive against Georgia Tech in the ACC tournament. Cooper Flagg went out again with an ankle injury. Played about 18 minutes in the first half. The severity of the ankle injury is something the entire college basketball world is going to be looking at because no Cooper Flagg, no Natty for Duke, but we'll have to see just how severe it is. Taking a break. Be right back here on The Ref.
Join the movement. The Ref Army is growing. Don't miss a second of the Sooner coverage you want with the KREF app, the #1 source for Sooner fans.
Have you or someone you know suffered a loss to your home or business from the recent storms? Before you accept a settlement, call Brown O'Haver at 405-735-5510. Brown O'Haver is a local-based company helping Oklahomans with claims since 1988 with preparation and expert analysis detailing your loss and insurance settlement. As your trusted consultant, Brown O'Haver can give you peace of mind and make sure you're getting what's yours. Call Brown O'Haver today, 405-735-5510, and make sure they're working for you.
Farmers and ranchers, when it's time to buy or sell ag equipment, think Purple Wave Auction. We're your go-to online marketplace for tractors, combines, sprayers, and more. With our no reserve policy, every item sells to the highest bidder. Experience the Purple Wave difference. Nationwide reach with a local touch. Purple Wave Auction. Whether you're expanding your operation or streamlining your fleet, we've got you covered. Visit purplewave.com today. Fuel your farm with Purple Wave Auction.
What's up, Ref Army? It's Dusty Dvorak, and I'm back. I'm excited to be back with the Ref and cannot wait to help bring the home of Sooner fans the best Sooner coverage. Catch me every Tuesday and Wednesday during the 10 a.m. hour of The Plank Show as I cut it up with Plank and Josh about everything in the world of Sooner and college football. That's every Tuesday and Wednesday on The Plank Show, and there's only one place to hear it. The Ref, the home of Sooner fans. Download the KREF app today to listen from anywhere.
Entrepreneurs in Moore, Norman, and South Oklahoma City have an experienced business partner in their neighborhood. Moore Norman Technology Center's workforce and economic development team understands the challenges entrepreneurs and small businesses face every day. From building an effective business model to hiring the right employees and managing cash flow, Moore Norman's business development experts can help you move forward confidently and thrive, knowing that you have a skilled partner at your side. Learn more about Moore Norman's Technology Center by calling 405-801-5000 or visit us online at mntc.edu.
At Primrose Funeral Service, we have been compassionately serving families for over 80 years. Do your loved ones a favor by pre-planning your funeral and cemetery arrangements. With pre-planning, Primrose can help eliminate the difficult decisions at a difficult time, because nobody should plan for a loss at the same time they are experiencing one. Our sincere commitment is to make things a little easier for you and your family. So contact Primrose Funeral Service at 405-321-6000 or visit them online at primrosefuneralservice.com.
Life is yours to spend. Spend it making more money. Spend it making more memories. Spend it learning a new skill. Spend it teaching an old trick. Spend it career climbing. Spend it mountain climbing. First United Bank. Spend life wisely.
At Confidence Ford of Norman, we believe in living up to our name. Our commitment to confidence is in everything we do. Whether you're searching for the perfect vehicle from our extensive selection of new Ford models or pre-owned cars, Our dedicated team will help you every step of the way. Because with us, you're family. We're conveniently located at 825 North Interstate Drive, Confidence Ford of Norman, a Cavender Auto family dealership where confidence is Cavender.
5 Iron Golf is now open in Yukon, Oklahoma. Escape the Oklahoma weather and play world-famous courses like Pebble Beach on state-of-the-art TrackMan simulators. Perfect your swing with expert coaching or just kick back with delicious food, craft cocktails, and a lively sports bar vibe. Planning a party, corporate outing, or fun night out? 5 Iron Golf has you covered. Visit 5 Iron Golf to book now and experience the future of indoor golf and entertainment in Yukon.
All right, we are back. We want to thank our friends at Brown Bag for bringing lunch in today. Restaurant of the day. They are fantastic over there on Robinson Street in the Brookhaven Center in Northwest Norman. Shay and I were over there not too long ago. It's been a couple months, but really, 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 really good. And fresh food made to order. They have just a really good situation over there, and you'll love it. You will absolutely love it, and it's quick. It's convenient. You drive through everything, go pick up your order, or you can actually eat there as well. But we want to thank our friends at Brown Bag, Northwest Norman on Robinson Street, the Brookhaven Center. Burgers, tacos, nachos, chicken tenders. They've got everything made fresh to order every morning. The house-made onion rings. Those are good, really good. You can give them a call at 405-857-2744. We appreciate them very much. Well, I actually have some light on my face. It looks good. They put me, ladies and gentlemen, they have stuck an old man in this dark dungeon in here. Once we sold out to YouTube, but now they let there be lights. They let there be lights for a little bit. So. Anyway, I wonder what it would be like to be just in a room with no sound or anything, hardly at all, just in a dark room. Would you go crazy within 24 hours?
Well, you wouldn't go crazy within 24 hours, I don't think, but everyone would go crazy at a certain point. Yes. Sensory deprivation, there have been studies done on this.
Mm-hmm. Well, what is that room I saw on somebody had it on Twitter or something where they're giving somebody $1 million if they can stay in this room for 60 minutes or whatever, and there's no sound that gets in or anything. And, like, nobody's been able to do it.
Oh, I'd just sleep. Only 60 minutes?
It might have been total social media bull, but, that's what I saw the other day. I mean, immediately you think, easy million.
That is an easy million. It's absolutely an easy million.
There was a guy in Norman, Oklahoma, ladies and gentlemen, a high school buddy of mine, Teddy Million, who was a really good football player at Norman High. And in his days before he started concentrating on football, pretty good basketball player too. Now, Teddy was bigger than everybody. We had two guys who went on to play major college football. Clay Miller, one of my best friends in high school, went to Michigan, was all Big Ten there. Teddy Million went on to play at Duke and was a really good player for the Blue Devils. Both great guys. But Teddy's dad was named Easy Million. I kid you not.
If my name was Easy Million in this era, in this social media age, Steely, I would be building generational wealth as we speak.
Probably.
That's a name you can
true.
monetize right there.
I'm surprised some of these hucksters and, people who are out there trying to fool everybody, somebody hasn't come up with Easy Million yet. Of course, Hawk Tua girl got an Easy Million really easily. Sad to say.
But then she got involved in a crypto scam, didn't she?
She did. I believe that's accurate. What a world.
Crypto bros are an interesting bunch.
They are. People getting scammed all the time out there.
I stay away from crypto. Too many horror stories.
My financial guys got us barely into it, but it's not one of those that is really crazy.
NFTs? You got any NFTs?
I don't have. The minute I saw those, like, are you kidding me? Okay, whatever. All right, 405-651-3439. What is David from Norman say?
You said, Steely, both of those guys you mentioned.
Dads were law professors of mine at OU. I know that Clay's dad, Easy, did a lot of stuff in Norman. He was very prominent in Norman. But Clay Miller's dad was Fred. He was a law professor at OU. And Clay was a 4-star recruit that everybody in the country wanted. And everybody assumed that he was going to Oklahoma. Well, he's from Norman, Oklahoma. He'll go to Oklahoma. Well, that didn't happen because Michigan was Fred's alma mater, so that's how Clay ended up at the University of Michigan, and he played on Michigan team where they had like Jim Harbaugh was the quarterback, Anthony Carter was the wide receiver.
Probably would have overlapped with Chris Zerbrug, too, Brendan's dad.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, about that time, I would think. Didn't Easy Million try to ruin the OU-Texas game and move? Yes. Easy Million was Easy Million. He was trying to get OU Texas to go home and home so the Norman merchants could get some more money.
Could get an easy million.
That's right.
You might say.
That's right, yeah. That's exactly right. So Easy Million was, of course, ostracized by many members of the Norman community for that, except for the merchants. So.
And I want a listener asked, you don't buy meme coins, Parker? No, the fact that meme coins exist is a sad indictment of society.
I'm trying to tell you, these are all signs that the 4 horsemen are saddling up right now. Not the Notre Dame 4 horsemen, but the real 4 horsemen. Meme coins, floozies everywhere, fake insiders trying to take your money. I don't really know OU. I've been a big OU fan forever. No, you haven't. All of these snake oil salesmen. It's all happening, so get ready. Okay, what else?
Steelman, I know it's been a few months, says this listener in the 918, but I hope your wife is doing better.
Shay seems to be doing pretty well. She's a strong lady, I will tell you that. She hasn't had a fall recently, a big fall. Just some typical MS stuff. The thing about MS that is frustrating is it's like a junk pitcher that has like 12 different pitches and you never know which one's coming. It's very weird. But we're battling it. She, normally if you just saw her out in public, she moves a little slowly, but not like very noticeable. Most people wouldn't know she has MS. But it's just, the falls and some of the days that are just bad that can happen. Boom, there's no warning signal. They just happen. So, okay, what else? 405-651-3439.
Kyle from Southsaw says, let's skip this talk not centered around our Sooners. Jeremiah No Fears draft stock is skyrocketing if he keeps this up. Proud of the team for the persistent fight last night. Revenge game tonight.
Well, we do have Porter and Jeremiah Fears from the SEC Network postgame last night. We've had that queued up for a while. We'll finally get to it. Yeah, we spent the first segment talking about nothing but that. So you got to report to school on time also. Tardy. You're getting a tardy notice, Kyle. No, hey, we operate with no excuses, okay? But here are Jeremiah Fears and Porter Moser. Very happy on the SEC Network postgame show last night.
Just really happy for him. And for him, to come in this setting, he was making some really good offensive plays, and he had some turnovers in the first half, and I want to be the first one to say he had 0 in the second with the ball in his hand. And you know what? The other big play was the trust factor. He was cooking on some things, and then he drove baseline and kicked it to Jaylen Moore for a 3. And that's a huge trust play in that momentum, just a smart IQ play that he made.
Coach, you know what? You've been on a roller coaster year. You go through non-conference undefeated, and then you come into this gauntlet of an SEC. What kind of conversations have you had with Jeremiah and the rest of your players to keep them so resilient?
Well, I think it's a lesson in life, our faith. of God putting you in tough situations and believing things. And I tell you what, they every day we came in and talked about fighting through hard and believing and staying together. And these guys have been resilient. We've had some gut punch losses, but I'm telling you, how many people we go at Florida, at Alabama, at Auburn. That's fun. That's fun. And so, like, and for these guys to come in and keep believing through adversity, it's such a lesson for life of fighting through hard. It's such a lesson these guys have learned of fighting through hard.
Jeremiah, you see a coach, it's almost like he's getting emotional. How much do you take on your responsibility to get this team to go and fight through all of this adversity?
Really, it means a lot. Just seeing all the work that Coach put in. He talked to us, like he said, every single day, and just constantly keeping our faith in the Lord. And we did a great job of that throughout the whole conference, through the ups and the downs. And I think it was obviously challenging for us, but we stayed together and we came out on top in the end.
I want to say 2 words, and I want you to react to my 2 words. You first, and then Porter, if you would. Mo Wagi.
I got the same thing. he was terrific today.
Yes, he was.
Unreal. What do you no Godwin, so you're obviously asking more from him. He sets a career high, was tying with 12 points, career high in assists, 1 shy of a career high in rebounds. How do you describe what he was able to give you, and what are those conversations like, especially as he's continuing to observe Ramadan, no food, no drink, most of the day?
It's an amazing will for him, and his faith is so strong, and he's adhering to all that. And we're constantly, our nutritionist, Abby Herkelman, I got to give her a plug. She's constantly, with fluids during the game, but he was cramping the whole game, and he was cramping. He came out, and everyone was like, Mo, can you get back in there? And he looks at it, and Jay Moore goes, yeah, you can, right? He's like, yeah, I can. And how about that big offensive rebound he got? And kicked it out. That was and a big offensive rebound. And the other thing he did is he's so active defensively. He covers a lot of ground for us. And with Sam out, I thought he just was terrific. And to have his career nights on this stage in this kind of a game, it's a credit to him.
All right, there you go. That is Porter Moser talking about Jeremiah Fears, who was fantastic last night. He did turn it over 5 times in the first half, but 0 times in the second half. 29 points, 6 boards, 3 steals. Mo Wagi was unbelievable. How about the 28 minutes he gave them? 12 points, 9 boards, 4 assists as well. And again, just a great victory. Sooners are going to the NCAA tournament. I mean, they're going to be a bid Steelers left and right. But I don't even think there are enough out there now.
There aren't.
I don't think so.
There aren't.
I think that Oklahoma is in. Now, what percentage of Sooner fans you think are unhappy that Oklahoma is going to the NCAA tournament because they're not Porter fans?
Oh, I'm sure there are a few, but
15%, 20%? Is it that high?
They're sure not making a whole lot of noise right now.
No, because Porter's coming back.
JD in Tulsa asked, is there any Oklahoma media actually in Nashville covering OU basketball? No, I don't believe so. And the reason being is because, contrary to popular belief, Steely's kind of the lone exception here, but the media industry is not a particularly lucrative one. We don't all live in 4,000 square foot mansions. And so a lot of the outlets that we operate and that we work for in this industry, a lot of the outlets that are responsible for your coverage only have the budget to be able to send reporters traveling with the football team, because it's a necessity that you cover OU football, obviously, and then tournament trips for sports like basketball and softball is easy because it's right up the road in Oklahoma City, right? You never have to worry about a travel budget for that. But if Oklahoma goes to the NCAA tournament, no doubt there will be media covering it in person at wherever the Sooners might play their opening round games. But until then, no, I would not expect that you will see any Oklahoma beat reporters out there in Nashville at the SEC tournament. I mean, maybe that changes if they beat Kentucky tonight.
Could it? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Because I will tell you this, and, here's another back in my day old man story. But every single local TV station would be there. There's no doubt. Now, I don't know if 9 or 5 or somebody Maybe they are there and I haven't seen them. So I don't want to assume that, nobody's there. But every one of them would have been there. Every one of them. No doubt about it. It was much different back then. There were real journalists and not these yahoos running around. That's why you get substandard audio. Sometimes you get substandard video. Not from everybody. There are some good ones out there, but they're few and far between because, people want to do things on the cheap. I understand it sometimes. You have to, but it's just a changing media world out there. Well, it's better we don't have the mainstream media out there anymore. That's how you get so many Joe Bobs out there, and that's why you get the crap that you get now, because you have been fooled. Okay, Kyle from Salisaw says, to be fair, I've been driving through Southwest Arkansas, so I guess he didn't get to hear the first segment because of that. That's all right.
He said the service is buns out here.
There you go. But Kyle, I expected a little more from a varsity letterman. As Principal Vernon told Sporto in the Breakfast Club, okay? All right, we got to take a break. We'll come back. We'll hit the text line. We'll hit the YouTube chat. And who do you think should be on the Sooner basketball Mount Rushmore? Jeremiah Fears might have had a chance to be there. If he, wants to stick around a couple more years, he could very much be there. Very much be there. All right, stay with us. Coming right back here on the Home of Sooner Fans.
The word is spreading, and the Ref Army is growing. Keep telling your friends and family that there's only one station for true Sooner fans, and that's the Ref Radio Sports Network, and worldwide on the KREF app.
Dreaming of your own backyard oasis? Be the envy of your neighborhood and let Signature Custom Pools help you create the perfect poolside paradise. Their professional design expertise can transport you into your own Mystic Falls, suburban sanctuary, or Mediterranean retreat. Settle into an endless vacation, entertain your family, friends, and get the signature touch with Signature Custom Pools. Call them for a free consultation at 405-898-9098 or visit them online at signaturecustompools.com today.
A luxury experience awaits you at the Artesian Hotel, Casino, and Spa. Relax in one of our elegant suites, complete with exclusive dining options. Take a trip to the Serenity Spa and let your cares melt away, or enjoy upscale shopping in our many boutiques. And don't forget to explore your gaming options for your chance to win big. Find your luxury experience at the Artesian Hotel, Casino, and Spa, 1001 West 1st Street, Sulphur, Oklahoma. Call 1-855-455-5255 or visit artesianhotel.com for complete details.
Are you looking for a luxury apartment for rent in Norman? The Falls at Brookhaven offers stunning 2- and 3-bedroom spacious floor plans with large walk-in closets, washer and dryer hookup, and a fabulous kitchen in a well-maintained, calm environment. From plush carpet to sleek stainless steel appliances to a pool, 24-hour fitness, and 2 dog parks, the Falls at Brookhaven has it all. Call our locally owned and operated community at 405-701-8233 or go online to thefallsatbrookhaven.com for a free tour and see what living in luxury is like. Did you know there's a place where you can get good neighbor service and surprisingly great rates on home and auto insurance? Yep, and that place is, ta-da, State Farm. Here's the deal. State Farm agent Cindy Nasher is your go-to agent in Norman for the service you deserve at the price you want. So stop shopping around. State Farm agent Cindy Nasher has you covered. Call 405-307-0500 for surprisingly great rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Hi, this is Monty Markham at Markham's Nursery. It's that time of year to get outside and spend some time in the yard, planting your favorite trees, shrubs, and flowers, and we've got a huge selection of them at Markham's. This Saturday and Sunday only, March the 15th and 16th, is our annual Spring Open House at all Markham's locations. Come by and stock up on seeds, bulbs, pottery, fertilizers, yard ornaments, and much more. We hope to see you this Saturday.
Markham's Nursery, just add the sun.
Thanks to generous community support, Wounded Warrior Project has helped post 9/11 veterans and their families since 2003. Through no-cost physical and mental health services, legislative advocacy, career assistance, and life skill training, we're there every step of the journey.
It's possible to feel understood.
To get support when it's needed most.
And now I know anything is possible.
And we're just getting started. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
OU softball, baseball, and gymnastics offer great opportunities for you to get out for some exciting action and support your Sooners. Going to an OU event or game? Balfour of Norman on Campus Corner invites you to stop by and get some new OU gear. Whether it's a softball jersey with your favorite player or just a new lucky shirt or hat to wear to the game, Balfour has everything you need to be in style and showing your colors. Cheer for the Sooners in the best and newest styles in Sooner sportswear. Come see us on the corner or shop online at crimsonproud.com, where you will find everything Sooner.
More than 600,000 Oklahomans have disabilities. We can't afford to leave great employees behind just because they do things differently.
Who we are and what we accomplish
are much more important.
Hire an Oklahoman with a disability and gain dependability, commitment, and lower turnover. Reach out. Oklahoma Rehabilitation Services, okdrs.gov. 1-800-845-8476.
Thursday edition, Steelman and Thune here on the home of Sooner fans, the Ref Radio Network. By the way, there was one off the Twitter machine, as Ed Orgeron used to call it. Romulus. Steely, there used to be hated people in college basketball like Christian Laettner or Bob Knight. Who is the most hated person in college basketball now? Well, I would say it's not a player. I'm going to say it's Dan Hurley. What do you think? The UConn coach. There's something wrong with his medulla oblongata. That dude's very angry. He's angrier than I am, and he's younger than I am. Dan Hurley, you find him appealing? You like Dan Hurley?
I don't like Dan Hurley, but I don't hate Dan Hurley. You know, like
Christian Laettner was hated. That's why there's an ESPN 30 for 30 called I Hate Christian Laettner.
That is true. I don't know that they'll ever make a 30 for 30 called I Hate Dan Hurley.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's just a different game. Again, you don't get a chance really to identify with a lot of these players because they're at one school one year and another school the next. You got a chance to hate Christian Laettner for a long time. That whole Duke team, Bobby Hurley, Grant Hill, all those guys. But Laettner was the guy that everybody disliked.
On the text line, Yukon Bob says, wait a minute, did you just diss on Toby Rowland? He is in Nashville and the sports anchor for News 9, just saying. Well, yes and no.
But we were talking about the other, like, I don't know if 9 has anybody else there besides Toby.
And obviously, like, Toby's not there representing News 9 specifically,
Yeah,
right? He's there calling the game for OU, so.
I would never diss on T-Row. T-Row is a pro of the highest order. Where there's the yahoos on the other end of the bad spectrum, T-Row's on the very good end. So, yeah.
A 580 listener says, they'll never make a 30 for 30 for it, but I hate Chad Baker-Mazera. LOL.
Who is that? Why don't
The Auburn guy?
Oh, yeah. That's right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yes. That guy, dirty player. His name didn't click immediately, but, yeah, the Auburn guy, it's a good call. Very good call. All right, interesting topic of conversation. You know, we're approaching next month what is supposed to be, you know, they're going to get this deal done where all these schools are going to allocate $20.5 million, right, to their sports in the athletic department. Football is going to get the vast majority of that, there's no doubt, but there's a lot of hope that, you know, with NIL deals, too, that these will be looked at. And they just announced that I think it was Deloitte that will be looking at a lot of these NIL deals where they'll have a transaction like a clearinghouse where they'll evaluate whether some of these NIL deals are real or not, or if they're just, this is crazy, you can't pay this much for this. We'll see. Dusty on the Plank Show this morning. Well, he was hopeful. He hopes this new system will be better for OU and for college football, but doesn't sound like he's that sure.
I think the determining factor is this, you know, are we still going to operate? Is this new world going to operate on equal footing, or is it still going to be the schools that have the biggest backing, the most money, they're still going to find a way to funnel it to those players? I don't think it bodes as well for Oklahoma if you have to match dollar for dollar with Texas. If you have to match dollar for dollar with Ohio State, with Oregon, with Texas A&M. You know, like I I don't know if that's in the best interest. This makes more sense to me because then it becomes more about true recruiting, true development, and really that general manager component where you don't have an endless checkbook like we're seeing in Lubbock, Texas. And it's about spending wisely, identifying the right players, allocating the right money to the right players, position groups, maximizing on those players. And I think that, again, to me, that's a system that if you're Joe Castiglione, if you're Brent Venables, if you're Jim Nagy, you're hoping for. Because I think that, to me, gives you a great opportunity to succeed and thrive.
There you go. Yeah, what do you think?
How much does it bother you that Texas Tech is one of those schools being cited as a possessor of limited or unlimited money? Excuse me.
More than you can imagine. I mean, that place is, it begat Muleshoe. It begat who else? Now, Mike Leach didn't come from Tech. He went to Tech. Mike Leach is always cool with me, and I'm sure with 99% of Sooner fans, if not more. But, yeah, that, go Raiders and all that. They're the worst. The worst fan group in the Big 12. So it upsets me very much. You get some dude who's got unlimited funds. And we talked about this the other day. Are the Sooners in that elite group of 6 or 7 schools? Maybe just on the outside looking in, right? I've compared it. It's probably a bad comparison, a really bad one, but I'll throw it out there anyway. They're like in Nichols Hills, but they're not in Gaillardia, right? There's some fine homes in Nichols Hills. Gaillardia, they're on a different scale, though. Maybe some newer money there, too. So, I don't know. I hope we're going to level the playing field somewhat. But, money has exchanged hands with college football players for a long time. OU's been in trouble for it. SMU got the death penalty for it. There were even some rumors back in Bud's days. There was a slush fund, It's been happening for a long time, but now it's right out in front of our face, and it's all legal. What used to be illegal is now legal, at least for the time being. And like it says, you've got all the bad guys out there running around in the wild, wild west without a sheriff right now. Maybe we need a sheriff, and maybe that man is Nick Saban. I don't think he's going to do it, though. If we had a college football czar, Bob Stoops, don't think he'd do it either. But I don't know, Parker. Do you have a feeling like this is going to give us some guardrails to an extent when this starts?
Mm-hmm. I'm very skeptical, Steely, because I'm at the point where I don't feel like college football is ever going to have – like some part of me doesn't believe this sport is ever going to have satisfactory guardrails ever again. There's too much toothpaste out of the tube at this point. Like, at what point can you rein it back in? How can you rein it back in without running into more legal challenges? Which has become the biggest concern, the biggest issue of the last several years ever since NIL was made legal. It's the fact that, well, pretty much any challenge you mount to the NCAA and their management of anything remotely pertaining to NIL is going to win in court.
By the way, the NCAA screwed this whole deal up. And if the O'Bannons hadn't played EA Sports college basketball back in the day, hey, that looks like me, my number, and it looks just like me, then we wouldn't be in this mess. So really, the O'Bannon brothers playing a video game begat this mess. That was like the one moment in the movie of the destruction of college sports. It will come up, college football, college sports apocalypse down the road. It will be, the opening scene will be a slow fade in, or maybe they'll zoom out like a pair of brothers playing a video game. They zoom out, it's the O'Bannon brothers. Hey, that's me. They've got me in the video game. And that began the downfall.
I don't believe any radio host in human history has ever used the word begat 3 times in the same segment until today.
Am I using that right? I don't know. It sounds apocalyptic. By the way, the news on Cooper Flagg's sprained ankle, and this is something that's always bothered me, the X-ray was negative, which means it's positive news. Right? The X-ray was negative, which for Duke is a positive. Why can't they just say, hey, yeah, because I'm dumb enough as the coach, I'd be, the X-ray is negative, and I'd be like, son of a, you know. No, that's good, dumbass. That's negative is good. It's positive. That's always bothered me. Because immediately I think, oh, great, out for the year. No, negative means good, means positive.
Gunny of Stutzman Army says, Ed O'Bannon is a hoe.
That UCLA team, did they beat OSU in the Final Four? Did that UCLA team beat them in the Final Four?
OSU as an Oklahoma State University?
Yes.
Oh, was that the Big Country Reeves team?
It was. Big Country shattered a backboard in Seattle, right? In Seattle. Little did we know the O'Bannon brothers would cut down the nets and cut down college athletics 50 years later. So, sad.
You know, if you want to go down the rabbit hole even further, the root of all of this is the existence of video games.
Maybe, yeah. I played that game. It was, it's all right.
580 listener says, Steely, tell us the O'Bannon story. I've never heard of it.
Well, they filed suit, right? Ed O'Bannon was the one who filed suit and got hey, you can't. So that game went away because you can't use my name, image, and likeness. In fact, didn't the athletes get all a certain payout from that suit?
I believe they did. Yeah, it wasn't very much.
It wasn't a whole lot. It wasn't a whole lot, but that's how it went down. Just Google up O'Bannon versus I guess it was, I don't know if it was EA Sports or the NCAA or whatever, but that's kind of part of how this whole thing got started. Have we seen a line for Oklahoma, Kentucky? I haven't seen one, but I'm not a big gambling man. I do see that ESPN's matchup predictor has the Sooners with a 29% chance of winning this game tonight. Going to be a late tip. Going to be up tonight till probably 10:30. If it starts,
is it another 8:30 tip?
It is.
Okay.
By the way, Arkansas's come back. They've got a 2-point lead on Ole Miss with 6 minutes 45 seconds left. Razorback 63, Ole Miss 61. Kentucky minus 6.5, says our man Blake Gamble here. So there you go. All right. I want to thank Brown Bag, by the way, again, for bringing in the great food today. Go check them out if you're over in Northwest Norman in the Brookhaven area. They're right there on Robinson in the Brookhaven Center. Great burgers, great tacos. They've got onion rings that are awesome. They've got Mexican. It is chili cheese pie that is unbelievable. They've got hot dogs, chili cheese tots. Sounds so good. Check out Brown Bag, our restaurant of the day. And if you want to give them a call, you can always place it to go order 405-857-2744. So, going to be a late night tonight. Begat is a biblical term in genealogy.
Well, that says begot.
Begat. Like my mom begot me, right? And Parker was begot by his dad. That's when he joined the Rooskies with John Thune. Now, Parker wouldn't be an agent. I don't think so. Very doubtful. Haven't seen him drink.
Why would I help the Russians?
I don't know.
They play hockey and soccer.
What a great moment it was. Lake Placid, 1980. Do you believe in miracles? Yes. Taking down the evil empire on the ice. That was fantastic. Al Michaels has had some good calls, but that one's got to be his most famous one. So there you go. All right, Riverwind Casino tomorrow, everybody. Love being out here. And I would imagine usually they give me some concert tickets to give away. Nearly 3,000 electronic games, the best selection of video games on a world-class gaming floor that's been redesigned in the last, it's been about 16 months now, I think. All your favorite table games as well. Any game you're looking for, they have it. They've got a big-time poker room that is unbelievable. I stepped in there for the first time when they, just redesigned everything on the floor, the gaming floor. It's like, man, that's unbelievable. They also have off-track betting, great bars and dining, Coupe Ale House Bar, River Buffet, chips and ales, pub, restaurant, food court had some great options as well. Anything you're looking for, they've got it for you at Riverwind. We've got another big-time show at the Showplace Theater coming up this weekend. Multi-Grammy Award-winning Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Bonnie Raitt coming up on Saturday night. Later in March, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Chicago on a Friday night, March 28th. See you tomorrow at Riverwind. Have a great rest of your Thursday.